test that?
Hey, Chief, I was not there in 1994. I was not there when Madiba clinched deals with those people.
Right.
If there is any commitment Mandela made with them and then we are going against it, they must go to Mandela. We don't owe them anything. We have no agreement with them, nothing. And we are not bound by Mandela's resolutions at all. We are not bound by the decisions taken in the negotiations. We're not there. We are here now. And we are going to chart a way forward and determine our own destiny. Madiba did what he had to do. The conditions then maybe were not favorable for him to do what we are doing now. And we are not Mandela. I think people should get that very clear. We're not Mandela, and we're not going to do Mandela things here. We're doing our own thing now. And this will benefit our children. We are so uncompromising about that. We've compromised for far too long. And what is even worse is that those who are in possession of the land are refusing to release it. They said willing buyer, willing seller. Even if you are a willing buyer, they are no longer willing to sell. All the so-called prime land, they're taken by them or they sell it to foreigners. They sell it at abnormal amounts. If you go to Cape Town, if you come here in Sandton, in Joburg here, land is extremely expensive, making it impossible for even a willing buyer in South Africa to buy a piece of land at waterfront. That is a deliberate exclusion. Mandela gave them a favorable deal. He said, willing buyer, willing seller. They didn't take advantage of that and sell at a reasonable price. No, they were not willing to sell. They even increased the price. Cape Town is only affordable to the foreigners. Not even a South African multimillionaire black person, Robert Gumede, will not afford to buy a place at waterfront without the support of the PIC. No, you have to get some huge financial institution to back you up before you can afford to buy a piece of land in waterfront in Cape Town. What type of policy is this? What type of freedom is this? That 24 years into democracy, we are worse than the way we were during apartheid. It can't be. Then terror must tell us what must happen. What is terror's policy, which is different from what is happening now? Is terror saying we must continue with willing buyer, willing seller, even when it's not working? It has not worked. Multimillionaires in South Africa can afford houses, proper houses at strategic places in this country. They've made it deliberately so to exclude black people. In the townships now, go to Soweto. Houses that were extremely cheap in Soweto are now extremely expensive. Why? Property must be a reserved thing for white minority. But because we can't say this is for whites, we use money to exclude and perpetuate racism and apartheid.